Hello everybody and welcome to my everyday makeup drawer for the month of, oh my gosh, where are we? March. If you guys have not ever seen one of these videos before, I have two sets of drawers here. This one is stuff that I'm bringing in for my everyday makeup drawer, and this one here is a set of drawers that I use for testing new makeup. So I always reflush this, but I always reflush this. So we have to do both. We do a little bit of decluttering. That's kind of what we're into. We'll swap out all of these different categories like a shop my stash, and yeah, that's about it. So let's get into it. All right, I've zoomed us out a little bit. I talk about each of the products and I like to start at the top. So let's do that. I have the MAC Fix Plus. I thoroughly enjoy this spray and I've been using it like all the time when I'm over powdering. So this is something that is going to stay up here. I've been using it a lot lately. I like it this time of year. I think it's just really nice for fixing your makeup again when it's just like over powdering kind of situation. This is basically almost done. The Pixie Mist. It's very similar to the MAC, except I think this has like a little bit more hydration, a little bit more oils in it. It's not a bad product, but the sprayer is just pretty intense, whereas the MAC one is a fine mist. So it's just a better product in general. I have raved about this for years, saying that I really enjoy this product for an affordable makeup fixing mist, but the MAC is a lot better. So I'm just finishing this off and then I'm just gonna hold on to the MAC. So I'm gonna keep that up here for now. Let's go through all of the lip products that I had from Shop My Stash for February. So the first one that I have is from MCO Beauty. This is the Glow Lip Balm. I really enjoy this. I think it's one of the best MCO Beauty products that I tried, and I've been using it to like hydrate, or if I just throw on like a lip liner or whatever, because this is just clear. It's obviously a dupe for the Laneige, but just a mini. And then this one is a Carolina Herrera lip gloss. There's literally nothing to this tiny little thing. I've used what, 30% of this maybe? So anyway, I'm just gonna keep both of these up here. And then I had the Charlotte Tilbury, a lip blur, I think is what this is called, in Rose Blur. I wore this once. I really like it, but I think that it's like super bright on my lips. Like, I really like this formula. It's like a whipped kind of cream texture, so it's almost like matte, and I don't feel like it slips around. It's nice for that, but yeah, I think it's like really bright when it gets to my lips, like kind of hot pink almost, even though I don't really think that was the intention here. I like it, but I think I would like this like more in spring. So even though I was trying to get some use out of it, I'm gonna put it back. It is a beautiful product though. Like, I really like the formulation of those. And then my lip gloss from Kiko Milano. I didn't get to use an awful lot, to be honest. It's the 3D Hydra Lip Gloss in 017. I like this so freaking much. It is so freaking sparkly. It's so pretty. I think I want to keep this up here for another month. I also think I want to keep the Pout Tint from Makeup Revolution. I feel like I only ended up using both of those one time, and they're so freaking pretty. See, this is like a more mauve-y kind of cool tone shade, whereas this one, I don't know, it's just brighter. So I think I want to keep both of these, but I am going to put this one back from MAC. This is in the shade Plumful, and it's the Luster lipstick. I did wear this only once though. I didn't wear it a bunch. I don't think I'm wearing a bunch of shades like this at the current moment. Yeah, see how they're just like on the brighter side? So I'm gonna put it back. This one I pulled in because I haven't used it in so long. It's the Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Color Stick in the shade Soft Raspberry. I only wore this one once too. I didn't get to wear this enough. I feel like this needs to stay up here also. So yes, we're going to do that. We're going to keep it here. We're going to replace that one. So my Pat McGrath Mini Opulous Gloss. You guys, I love this. I do. And I've been keeping it up here because the two other ones that I had that came in the Christmas set, they've expired. You can see that I don't have that much left. I'm kind of tempted to keep it up here just to finish it off. Maybe I will. Maybe I will do that. Maybe we won't flush out the lips that much. Maybe we'll just stay with that so I can use these for the month of March and just like really get a lot of use out of them. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the one from YSL back. This one is in the shade N8. This is a little bit more warm than the eye looks that I was creating for last month, but I did use it a couple of times, so I'm gonna put this one back. So 3 go back, the rest are gonna stay. I feel good about that. The primers, I didn't use either of these. I'm just gonna be honest, like I don't find myself reaching for primers all that often. This one barely has any left. The RMS Re-Evolving Radiance Locking Primer. So I think I said I was gonna take it downstairs, but I never ended up doing that because I was gonna apply this like over my sunscreen as like a final step. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just like set it aside right now. And then the number 28 serum primer from Hourglass. It's a hydrating grippy primer, so it's like now would be the time that I would use this. But again, I'm in such a rush, and the sunscreen that I'm using I freaking hate. Like I just feel like it's sticky, and anything I put on top of it other than foundation just doesn't sit well on it. And even some foundations, I don't know, I think I'm gonna put this one away. I'm just not using primers all that often right now. All right, I zoomed us in a little bit. Let's go over the bronzers that I have. So brought in 4 different ones, and then I still have one in my project pan. So I have 2 from NYX, the Buttermelt bronzers. I have All Butted Up and then Buttercup. So I think this is shade 1 and shade 2. These are absolutely fabulous. They have a little bit of sheen to them. They're just a really beautiful formula, like super airbrushing on the cheeks. I thoroughly enjoy these. I like these better than the blush because they're just not too pigmented, but I use the heck out of these so these can go back. Then the Glossy Cloud Paint in the shade Sail. I really like this formulation and I used this a bunch, so I feel good about it. I think I can put this back. Then we are going to do our first declutter item, the MAC Skin Finish Sunstruck Matte Bronzer in Light Rosy, and this is the matte. And I said last month, you guys, that the smell had kind of dissipated. It kind of smelled like poopy or even like, I don't know, just like wet cardboard, and the smell kind of comes and goes. But for that reason, I'm just like, every time I pick it up, I'm sniffing it. I don't think I need to do that. Anyway, I have so many bronzers in my collection, I don't need to hold on to something that just like smells intermittently. So that we're going to declutter. And then the final one that's in here that always stays in here is the Balm Desert Bronzer and Blush from The Balm. I love this. I don't want to get rid of this. This was like one of my favorite kind of blush bronzer hybrids that was like more warm in the red pigment than it was in the orange. There goes my son. So that one is still in Project Pan. It just constantly stays in here. I feel like I could put it back because I'm never going to pan it, but I'm not going to. All right, you guys, let's move on to blush. I did a number on these blush. I'm so thrilled. The Makeup Forever I wore the most. This is so freaking beautiful. I want a shade that isn't so warm and terracotta. This is in Spirited Sienna. It is freaking beautiful, buffed super lightly on the cheeks. This is like gonna break if I try and swatch it some more. I wore this a ton, but if you like buff this out, it's so pretty. It really is quite flattering with a super fluffy brush on fair skin. So this was my most used for the month. So it can go back for sure. I'm excited to pull in some new blush. And then the one from M Cosmetics, this is the Heaven's Glow Blush in Venetian Rose. This is also just fabulous little blush. Nice and shimmery too. Like, look at them. They're so, so good. I'm tempted to keep this one out, but I don't think I'm going to because I did use it enough to feel satisfied. The one from Buxom though, I think I am gonna keep in here. This one is like never leaving, basically. I think this is such a good formula and so similar to the one from M Cosmetics. I only used it once though. And when I used it, I was like, oh, that's freaking beautiful. It's much warmer than the M Cosmetics one, so I think I want to reach for it for a cool tone option, but it's warmer than that. I also feel like I've had this so long, it's probably oxidized to a certain degree, so I think I'm going to keep that one in here along with this one from Give Beauty because I only ended up using it once too. This is really pretty though. Like, I want to say I enjoyed the way that this looked on my cheeks in Lasting Love. This is called the Feeling Cheeky Amplifying Blush Duo. The best out of all the blush. I mean, I think the Makeup Forever was good. I mean, the pinky options, I just enjoyed this so much more. Like, I swirled both of these shades together because I think they're slightly different. This has got the shimmer finish and this one does not. So anyway, I still think they're a little bit of a different shade, but this one was the prettiest pink that I wore this month. So I'm going to keep this one and the Buxom one in here. I may not pull in any more blush, I have to say. I just mentioned that I'm excited to pull in more, but I just realized I have like quite a bit. I have a couple that were sent in PR and I still have some up here. And that's why I'm hesitant because I don't want to pull in more than I can actually get on my face. And since I still have 3 from last month, I don't think I can pull in any more and still like get them all tested. because you'll see I have a couple more still to be put in here. All right, this one from Honest Beauty, this I've had so long, the cream cheek and lip color in rose pink. And I have mentioned so many times, like, this hasn't gone bad. It's such a beautiful formula, and it is. It's evenly pigmented. It's got a nice juicy finish. It's warm. It's a warm pink. And I don't know, I just wasn't digging the way that this looked on my cheeks. These two I had in here for so long to test and just never touched them. So the fact that I actually got to this and wore it a couple times and I was like, I'm good. I can pass this along. It's older. I don't need it. So I am going to declutter that one. I have so many other formulas that I know that I like, so I don't feel bad about it. All right, let's move on to highlighters. I think I'm gonna pass two of these along. If I'm being honest, like, I need to do these everyday makeup drawers to really get rid of the things that I don't love the most. So that's what I need to do here. The first one that I have is from Makeup by Mitchell, or Made by Mitchell. I always say that. The liquid blusher, and this one is in Champagne Spray. This is really pretty. It's a really unique color because it's like peach. No, I can't get rid of it. I do this all the time. It's not my preferred liquid highlighter formula, but it's so gorgeous on because look how like natural it looks. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it, and I used it 4 or 5 times, so I feel good about it. This one from KARIM Beauty is the Dye For You Illuminating Powder in Fluorescent Rose. This is sparkly, so it's kind of a not an everyday situation. Like, it's definitely metallic looking, but it does have sparkles to it when you get pretty close. I just think KARIM Beauty does decent highlighters. I really enjoy them. Anyway, I use this a bunch too, so this can go back. I used all these highlighters, like enough that I feel good about it. I was using highlighter pretty much every day, so I was like rotating. The Revlon Skin Lights in Daybreak Glimmer. This is absolutely fabulous. I used this a bunch. This was like my champagne option, and I thought that I might get rid of it because I thought it would be too gold, but it actually worked really well. I think it's nice for my fair skin. The one I'm going to declutter though is the one from Laura Geller. I bought this on Mercari, the Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in Diamond Dust. It's a discontinued product, but it was more pink and like duochromy shifty than I was like hoping it would be. Can you even see that? It's kind of hard to see. Anyway, that's not my preferred highlighter formula, so I didn't enjoy that as much as I thought, and I definitely held on to it because I hunted it down, but I don't think that's the shade that I wanted. So anyway, we're gonna move that along. All right, the final category here is all of the powders that I have, and we're actually gonna do some decluttering here too. So this one from Hourglass is a little bit of like a brighter powder. It's the Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light. So this is more illuminating. I held onto this one and the one from Laura Mercier. You can't even see it, so what's the point of me swatching these? The Laura Mercier I just think is better for like an illuminating powder. I don't know, this just didn't like sit on top of my skin really well. I've had this for a few years. It's powder though, so I don't feel like it went bad. I hated the way that this was looking on my under eyes. Honestly, I didn't think it performed really well. And for an illuminating powder, like, I'd rather keep the Laura Mercier. At least that's how I feel about it now. So I'm gonna declutter that. And then the one from Moira Beauty. I feel like I have raved about this foundation powder before because I love powder foundations to set my face. It's the Complete Wear Powder Foundation in 125N. But this just looked bad. This did not look good under my under eyes. It didn't look good on my skin. It didn't lock my makeup down. I think I'm gonna pass it along. Then the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in Natural Ivory 112 was a fabulous little product. I was using this and the Beauty Bakery one pretty exclusively after I realized like I didn't like these other two. This is great. Like, I really think that Maybelline does complexion products so freaking well. I don't think I've had a Maybelline complexion product that I felt like was dookie. So anyway, I am gonna put this back because I use this a bunch so we can rotate out some new powders. This one's in my Project Pan. Oh gosh, I have used more than half, or I've used enough now that it's less than half. So Project Pan on this guy, it's the Flower Setting Powder, and I'm gonna hold on to it in here because it's not going anywhere. These drawers are so freaking dirty, you guys. I need to like take them out and like wash them in the sink. Okay, you guys, we've moved on to the I'm testing new makeup bins, and I've got 4 things in here, so I figured I'll show you what they are and then we'll bring in the new stuff. I have like a bin of stuff that needs to go in here. So the only lip product from last month that I didn't get to test a bunch was the new lip oil from RMS Beauty and Alessandra. I had a bunch of other lip products in here and I tested them. This one just like Like where's the product? Where's it going? You gotta like dip it in like a bunch of times to like get it to show up. I don't think this is gonna be my favorite formula, but this one is going to stay. The only other items I have in here are blush. So the new ColourPop Lip and Cheek Balm in It's a Look. I don't know, I think this is a little bit bright for a lot of the looks that I was creating, so I wasn't like grabbing for this one. I still need to test it, but again, like I don't want to look crazy, and I have been like filming on the weekends. I'm having a hard time like testing things when going to work, I guess, and so if it's not matching, I'm not testing it. Then the other two products that I have are the Glimmer Blush Drops. I had these in here from last month, both of these things, or both of these blush, and I haven't tested them. I actually did test the red one. What shade is this in? This is in Field of Roses, and I freaking hated it. This was weird and sticky and ew. So like that's the reason I've just been super hesitant to try it again, because I didn't like the way it looked. Like, is that weird? It's kind of weird, right? Like it's a flush of color, but it's completely dry, so now you can't move it around. I don't know. These are not my favorite performing blush, and I have not found a way that I think that they look good or that I can apply them easily. So the one time that I put that red one on, I just immediately took it off. But I'm gonna make more of an effort. I'm gonna put that back for now. Let me grab the bin of new stuff. Okay, I've got a ton of stuff here. Ton of stuff. So let's put it all away. I think some of this will go into eyeshadows though. That's the only thing. So this first one is a primer from Judy Doll. I received this in PR. They let me pick this. So this was all a me thing. It's a mattifying primer, and it's supposed to be like a, I don't know, like an iced cappuccino thing. It's kind of tinted, but I didn't notice it doing anything. I'm gonna keep trying to use it. So primers go up here. A lot of my complexion products will go up top. And then I have a new foundation, Forget the Filler from Lawless, the Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Foundation, and this one is in 2F. So it's like the second lightest shade. I just tested this so far. I freaking love it. It's kind of like a luminous matte. It's not like the longest lasting, but it needs to be tested a couple more times. That's gonna go up. Then I have one concealer from Judy Doll. I actually thought that this was gonna be like kind of pasty and dry, and I actually liked it on my under eyes the one time I used it, so that's also gonna stay up here. This mascara from Judy Doll is one of those like metal rod ones, and I've actually tested this like a couple of times now, so I feel good about it. I don't need to keep this up here. I have my thoughts around this mascara, so I'm actually gonna throw it in the bin ready to go into a speed reviews video. But I still have more from Judy Doll. So this one was the Slim Liquid Eyeliner in black. This is like immensely precise. Like look at this tip. It's like one of the tiniest tip eyeliners ever. Like, ooh, it doesn't bleed, it doesn't transfer. It was so good. I'm gonna put it back here. Like here's some other stuff. Like this is a face palette. It's an all-in-one palette for your face from Judy Doll, and it's in the shade, I have no idea. It's like number 2, I think. Like there's like 10 different color stories in these like face palettes, and some of them just look different, like depending upon which one you get, they're just laid out differently. But this is like an eyeshadow palette for me. I have used this. Like I use this for a full eye look, and I really liked it, but it's gonna go into my like testing eyeshadows. Same thing with this, I think. It's a 10 shade makeup palette. This one is in 02, sorry. The other color story, I don't know what this one is in. It's actually got like a name to it, not a number, but this one is 02. That's what I was thinking of. So like this is eyeshadow and face palette. Like this was a fabulous contour shade for me. And did I use this as a blush? No, I did not, but I used this shade on my eyes. Like it's a face palette and an eyeshadow palette. It's kind of cool. It's better than the Cali Ray in my opinion, because the shimmer is better. Because Cali Ray has one similar. I use this as a setting powder. Like this is maybe more an all-in-one for my face and eyes more so than this one is. This one I would just use for my eyes, so I'm definitely just gonna put that in the eyes. But this one is both. I think I want to use like this color correcting shade too. Like I would like to use this more, but for all over the face. So I'm gonna put it in like where I would put the bronzers. I have like 3 more lip products. So I have 2 of the Watery Essence lip glazes is what I think they're called from Judy Doll. Again, all of this stuff received in PR. I have G05 and G04. These are really pretty on the lips. They have like a cooling applicator. You like twist the bottom. The problem with these was the taste was just a full stop. Like I just did not enjoy how these tasted once they got into my mouth. So I don't think I'm gonna enjoy them overall, but I did like the effect. They're just like this super juicy, glossy lip. I'm still gonna test them, so they'll stay up here. They're so tall, I'll just like put them in the back. The final thing from Judy Doll is a blush palette. This is too late for me right here. I think this is too late for me too. This is a beautiful blush shade that I haven't gotten to try yet. And then this is a cream. This was really pretty. Like, I really enjoyed this. It's kind of like a whipped texture. So I'm gonna throw this in the blushes. All right, let's move on to some like newer and high-end and indie. So this I just tested from LYS. It's one of the plumping balms. I don't even know. This is in CEO. This was really pretty. The packaging itself though, I'm telling you guys, they're gonna die on the hill to make everything this, oh, how do I put this back? Everything in the diamond shape, but it's so not functional for applying to your lips. Like, same thing with the mascara. They really need to rethink it. Like, don't make the inside that way, just make the outside that way, like they did the lipsticks. I still think it's good product, but it doesn't last very long so far. So I'm gonna, oh, hello. I'm gonna throw it up at the top too. I have one final mascara. It's the Flutter Extension Mascara from Lancome. I just recently tested this as well. It's like the amplified version, I think, of those metal wand mascaras. It was really pretty. Like, it is much better than I think the Judy Doll one is, because it has like bristles. It actually deposits pigment onto your lashes, where the other one, you gotta build. Anyway, this one is going to stay up here also. Got a lot of tall stuff, so not a lot of stuff is going in the drawers. Let's fill those up. All right, some indie brand stuff. I have a highlighter from DD's Signature. This was sent to me in PR. It's the Dazzling Bronze Highlight. I don't think I loved it. It's a little bit sparkly. You know, indie brand highlighters tend to be a little bit on the sparkly side, which isn't my absolute favorite, but we are gonna give it more of a go. And then also, I have some blush palettes. So she came out with like 2 color stories in these Pink Cheeks Trio. So we have the pink option. I have no idea what she names these because they're both like the same. Oh no, I'm sorry. And this is the Bliss Blush Trio. I'm wrong. They do have names, and it's the orange option. Good job, Carrie. Anyway, I'm going to throw these in with the blush. I have one more blush here. No, I have more blush to come. What am I talking about? I got this from Glow Recipe. It's the Watermelon Niacinamide Dewy Flush. It's just like a tinted serum is what they call it. It was actually really nice. Like, I really enjoyed this. It's supposed to be in like the watermelon shade, but look how peach it comes out. It's like straight up orange, honestly. And they only come in 2 shades, like a berry color and then this one. So if you like something that's on the warmer side, I don't know, I think it's probably pretty good. I'm hesitant to put like a liquid in the drawer. Like, maybe I'll just put it kind of up here. I hate to do that, but it's kind of meant to stand up. I just have so many things going on at the top there. And then more from DD's Signature. I'm just going way out of order. Some liquid blushes. She launched these in 8 different shades, and she sent me these in PR, so I got to pick these shades. I haven't loved the way these apply so far. They're like a little bit intense of a liquid blush. If you know, you know. They're just kind of like really opaque, and they look a little bit flat. So I have to work with these a little bit more to see if I can get them to apply nicely. I have one bronzer from Westman Atelier. It's the Sun Bronzing Drops, and this one is in the shade Soleil Parfait. It's like the lightest shade. So far, I thoroughly enjoyed these. They're not a super long-lasting formula though, but they're immensely neutral. Immensely. They're supposed to be a matte finish. They're really pretty. Like, Westman Atelier products tend to be absolutely fabulous, and their packaging is also really good. So actually, this highlighter, is it supposed to be there? Yes. So I'll put this up here with the face palette. I actually have one pressed powder. This is a new release from Lawless. I'm pretty sure, you guys, she did a shade extension on these. So this one is in 22, which I think is one of the 3 brightening shades that she just released. So yeah, shade extension so far. Love this, but doesn't make the makeup last necessarily. And then I have a new eyeshadow palette. It's the Shattered Romance eyeshadow palette. I also got this in PR from DD Signature. So this is new on her website. So both of these I'm actually going to throw into my testing new makeup for eyeshadow, which is in a different location. And that was the last of the bin. And that's the last of the I'm testing new makeup bins. So now we need to do shop my stash for like all the extra stuff that I want to pull in. We obviously want to do bronzers because I only pulled in what could potentially be 2 bronzers if I'm using this face palette. I think I'm gonna skip blush because it's just way too much going on there. And I'm definitely gonna need to pull in more powder because one loose and one pressed powder is just not enough, like for testing. Like I'll end up testing this Flawless one in like a week, and so then I'll just be using this all week, and I'd rather rotate through my collection more. I don't pull in any foundations or any concealers because I swap those out all day long. And because I have 4 lip products that I'm testing, I'm just gonna keep the lip products up here. So what we're gonna focus on is pulling in bronzers. Oh, I forgot highlighters as well, and then powders. So let's do the Shop My Stash portion. Let's start off with the bronzers first, just cause, I don't know, it's like the first row on the left. Bronzers, I'm always trying to rotate in to decide if I want to keep them or like let them go. That's typically what I'm doing, is like chopping, blocking all of my freaking bronzers. But I feel like I've done such a good job. Like, do I need to keep doing that? I don't know. Like, I love all of these bronzers, so I think I've done a good job. The only one I'm questioning is this one right here from Fenty Beauty. Because this is a dry formula, it was so hard to blend out. So let's chopping block this one because it might not be one that I hold on to. I actually want to get use out of this Ilia one because it's newer. So I've used it like a max of 5 times. I thoroughly enjoyed this. The Sunshift Cream Bronzer in Ray. We'll swatch these as we put them away. So that one I want to pull in. You know what? I'm going to chopping block this one from M Cosmetics because I feel like this is just darker than what I'm reaching for. And now that I have so many others that are a really good formulation, I don't need to hold on to this. It was one that I fell in love with like really early on, like in Cream Stick. But again, just too dark for what I'm reaching for now. I've just gotten smarter about what bronzers I think just look good on me. I know the focusing isn't happening well. So that makes 3 plus the other one that I have and then the couple that I'm testing. So I feel like that's good. I know which ones I want to grab. Well, now I know, but I'll probably forget later. Like which ones I want to grab for next month and I want to get more use out of. So anyway, I think this is fabulosity. Let's move on to powders. Shall we just go with 2? I'm not even going to move the camera, so it's not going to focus that well. This is the Laura Mercier powder that I was talking about. That's a little bit more highlighty. I think that I'm going to chopping block this one. So it's the Real Flawless Luminous Perfecting Powder in Translucent. So let's pull in that one. I don't have a lot of powders, but I still feel like I'm chopping blocking. I always say chopping blocking, but I feel like that's what I'm kind of doing, like still with these powders, because there's still some in here that I don't love. If I'm being honest, I would rather reach for like the same 3 over and over that I think do really well. I hate looking cakey, that's the problem, and I love when a powder works. And then W7, the Matte Dreamer powder. You guys, this is, you know, a matte delight. This has a lot of coverage to it because it's in a shade. It's classy cameo, but gosh, if you like mattifying, and this is affordable, so I don't know. These are great. They're in my local CVS, so I have access to them. You can see my sticker, but maybe not a lot of people have that because I don't, you know, depends on where you live, I guess. Anyway, I think that's good because we still have the other 2 powders. So let's move on now to highlighters. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to mention, I talked about pulling in face palettes that are right here for like the next month. Those are gonna have to be next month because I have too many blush that are still hanging on from 2 months ago. Like all those that I just put back, like I got those either in January or February and they still haven't been tested. So I'm not ready to like move on to this. Actually, I take that back. Let's pull in the ones that are highlighters for the highlighter category. Should we do that? That makes sense, right? Actually, let's do that. I'm like excited now. Okay, let's pull these in from Charlotte Tilbury. This is like the face palette from 2 years ago, the Beautifying Face Palette. It has 2 highlighters in here. Carrie, you're trying to talk too fast. And then this one from Pat McGrath, I think. This is a highlighter trio. I only really like one highlighter in here. These are not necessarily the ones that I wanted to pull in, but you know, they'll do. It's getting use out of like the face palettes where they like are typically kind of getting ignored. These are blush, blush, blush. This is blush and highlighter. And does this even have a highlighter? Oh yeah, it does. Blush, bronzer, highlight, face powder. Next month, because now I have the other face palette, so I don't need it. Anyway, this one from Pat McGrath, like not a lot of people talk about this, but this shade right here, if you like yellow highlighters, oh Come on. You can't get a better yellow. Oh, so good. But not just that, it also is an exceptionally beautiful formula on the skin. So let's pull this one in because it is exclusively highlighter. There's a highlighter in here, there's a highlighter in here, highlighter in here, and this is a loose powder highlighter, even though it wasn't meant to be, you know, but it doesn't fit anywhere else, so I do keep it there. I really do enjoy this, but now I feel like I have 1, 2, 3, because there's like a pink and like a champagne-y option, plus the one from DD Signature. Am I good? Am I good there? Because you know what? I really like to use it. So like if I bring in too many, then I just overwhelm myself. So honestly, I think that's good. So we're going to skip the highlighters. We're going straight for the face palettes. Okay, we're back again. Here we go. Let's talk about this little bin of stuff we just pulled in. A little bit more detailed, and I'll give you guys some swatches and then we'll put them away. So let's just like grab what we're gonna grab, like whatever order. So the Matte Dreamer powder from W7, this is very affordable. It's again, very tinted. You can see like almost has like coverage to it, but it's so good for mattifying. I freaking love this powder. Is this the right time to use this? I don't know, but this one I've been dying to throw in rotation. So we're gonna throw it in here. And then the Laura Mercier one, you can see has a little bit of like a highlighting quality about it. Like Laura Mercier launched like a million more powders to ride on that train of success she had on her like loose setting powder. Anyway, I think I prefer this one more than the one from Hourglass, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna refresh my memory. All right, let's go through the bronzing sticks. So this one from Fenty is the Match Sticks in Amber. I got this like way later, so this is not that old in my collection, but man, it is kind of dry. Like it's a stiffer formula, and I just feel like for the purposes of blending a stick out, I have other formulas that just do better. I feel like they need to be kind of creamy. I don't know, it's just my personal preference. I put these all, I think I moved these, and like I had the bronzers below the blush, but I always apply my bronzer first. Anyway, just that's a side note. And then this one from M Cosmetics is in the shade Summer. It's the So Soft bronzing stick, but do you see how much darker it is? It's kind of like a contour, but it has warmth to it, but it's so dark. And I want to say this is her lightest shade, or at least it was when I picked it up. I don't think I need to hold on to this one because it's so dark and I have so many other formulations, but we're going to give it one last hurrah. Do you see like how different this is? I mean, this is definitely a bronzer as opposed to a contour, but like how much more warm, you know, than like what I'm typically reaching for. I feel like I have so many good products here to this month. All right, so here from Ilia in the shade Ray. This is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It's metallic, but it's such a good formula. It's like dry. It's not too orange. It's not too pigmented. It lasts all day. So that's fabulous. We're done with bronzers. Let's move to the blush drawer, and we're gonna actually put the Charlotte, no, we're not. We're gonna not do that. I was gonna split them up, but then I decided no, Carrie. All right, this one is only good for like 2 shades if you're a lighter skin tone. And I told you that I don't like this like pink shifty. It's not my preference. I just don't care for like pink shifty highlights like that. But yellow highlighters, I'm a sucker. So yeah, that's not for me. That is for me. Oh, stop. You guys might not like it, but I'm just, you know, that's fine. These could be like eyeshadows too. I might even just like use them as eyeshadows in March. So we'll go ahead and throw these in. By the way, it's already March 2nd today. When I am filming this video, I am behind. I am so very sorry. This video is gonna get up a little later than I was hoping it would, but that's the way it's been going with my schedule lately. It's been crazy. And this one from Charlotte, I will go ahead and swatch for you. I'll just swatch all 4 shades, but these are freaking beautiful. This is like a better formulation than her singles, if you ask me. There they are, swatched. See how they're just like a lighter, very believable highlighter formula? They're really good. And this is all baked, so it diffuses super nicely on the cheeks. A lot of people said that these blush were hard to pick up with like a fluffy brush, but I never found an issue. So we'll go ahead and use those. I might even use the blush too, just to get some use out of the whole palette itself. Anyway, you guys, that is everything for the month of March. For all of the stuff that we're doing for everyday makeup and the new stuff that we're testing, I really hope that you guys, enjoyed today's video. If you guys are not currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe. I'm sorry about this very weird camera angle that we did today. It's the way it worked out. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out of here, and I hope to catch y'all in my next video. Bye guys.